Yo, yo, yo! It is I, Captain Proton. Captain Proton. And SJW, Social Justice Warrior. We're gonna look at social justice warriors. What the social justice warriors mean to you? I know what they mean to me. They mean this to me. Hold on.
You crazy? According to a new survey, most women can't stand being called bird, tick or babe. We were having a bit of fun with this yesterday and lots of you have been in touch with your views, so we're going to bring you some of those in a second. But first we went onto the streets of the capital to ask women which phrases they'd like to be added to the banned list.
What we're going to do now is kill ourselves because this is horrible.
Couldn't we just stop paladdling?
Too late.
So are pet names offensive, or are we taking them too seriously? Joining me to discuss this are the author Peter Lloyd and comedian Kate Smurthwaite. Kate Smurthwaite, what really winds you up about pet names?
Well, it's not any particular name that bothers me. What it is the context in which it's used, isn't it? It's absolutely fine if you're, really good friends with somebody and they have a nickname for you and you like it and they know you like it. Great, fantastic. But the difficulty comes when you're trying to have a business meeting and somebody says, "Oh, hello, Martin. Hello, Simon. Hello, sweetie." And you just can't help thinking, I'm not the one that's getting promotion at this meeting. It's just about kind of being taken seriously. And I know that if somebody said to you, if I came on air and you called me Kathy, and I said, "Oh, actually, I prefer Kate," of course, you'd just call me Kate. You'd call me whatever I asked to be called. And I think it's amazing that we live in a world where we know that women, because our survey shows it, and your people you've met on the street show it, women don't like being referred to by these terms generally. So, is it really too much to ask? But either don't do it, or just ask first. Is it all right if I call you this? Do you mind if I call you this? It's just a bit of a habit of mine, and some women don't mind. Give those that do a chance to say what they'd rather be referred to as.
Well, we've been doing just that. Let's have a listen to what Danielle has had to say. She sent in this video explaining why she dislikes one pet name in particular.
As a trans woman, I'm used to being called all kinds of things. Hun, love, dude, but nothing, not even sir, gets under my skin quite like my dear. Deliberate misgendering can be frustrating, but it's rarely from malice, at least not from people who matter. It's usually just a misunderstanding or some confusion. My dear, however, well, that's condescending and demeaning. It's dripping with passive aggression and stinks of self-superiority. Frankly, my dear, don't ever refer to me as your dear.
Carla, meanwhile, hates some phrases but loves others. Two examples there, Peter. My dear, sweet cheeks. I mean, is it sexist? Is it demeaning to women? And if so, why does it continue?
Well, I think it's really sad that the free market and mainstream culture is entertaining this outrage culture, which it seems so pervasive at the moment. I mean, it's already taken over universities, and now it seems to be bleeding into advertising and marketing. And this research was undertaken by Kellogg's. We know for a fact that banning words doesn't work, policing language doesn't work. It didn't work for Sheryl Sandberg when she wanted to ban the word bossy. It's not going to work now, and nor should it. It's all well, it's like something from 1984. People just need to toughen up.
You brought up the word bossy there, Peter. I mean, that is often used for little girls, isn't it? And that's a sign of how early this starts.
Yeah. Used in many different ways, and against boys as well. I mean, I noticed that this research didn't look at all at the language that men don't feel comfortable with, and at no point did it hold any women accountable for the language that they choose to use. So if we're really going to have this debate about whether language has power, and it does, then we need to do it equally. But let's be realistic, language has power, but it's limited power.
Let's bring in Kate Smurthwaite again on that. Should we, to use another phrase that women have said is deeply offensive to them, just man up and let it wash over us, Kate?
Well, I think Peter's kind of completely missing the point. Nobody is saying that words need to be banned, and interesting, he says, why are people so outraged? And yet not one of the people you interviewed was screaming or was outraged. They were just saying, this is how I'd rather be addressed. I don't really like this. And I think it's not a particularly shocking thing to say, this is the term I'd prefer. And I think, once people have made it clear what language they prefer, and it's pretty clear from this survey that women would prefer not, especially in the workplace, not to be called babe and sweetie and love and those kind of terms. I think it's just not a big ask to say, hey, well, if you've said, I don't want to be addressed that way, let's just not do it. In the same way that if somebody corrects you that they prefer to be called, Mr. or they prefer to be called Ms. or Mrs. or Miss, just do what they've asked, because that's just polite and civilised. And I don't think anyone is calling for words to be banned. But if I say, oh, actually, my name's not Kathy, it's Kate, and you continue to call me Kathy for days and